Hey guys, so today we are going to talk about one of my favorite things to talk about, Instagram. So we're going to do 3 tips on how you can build an engaged social media following on Instagram. So my number 1 tip would be, if you're a business, you need to, or you're planning on launching a business, like you need to know like so well who your ideal client is. Like you need to know them better than they do. Like you need to be like stalking them at their house, like looking through their window, like going through their trash, figuring out what they love. And maybe actually don't do that because that's creepy, but you know what I mean? Like, you need to know them on that level, because when people feel understood, that's when they buy. And like, the only reason I'm telling you how to build an Instagram is so that you can have a successful business. Like, this is not about like you want to be an influencer and go on free holidays, or like you just want to have a big following for fun. Like, that's not what this is about. Like, you don't need a big following to be profitable on Instagram. You just need to know how to build an engaged following that is like full of like warm leads that understand your value and are ready to buy from you. So how do we do that? Like, you need to know who your person is. You need to know like, what does she like, what is she scared of, what are her pain points, what are the things that she's googling at night because she like just wants someone to help her solve this problem, because that's what businesses are for. They're to solve a problem. So basically, how can you answer her questions and like speak to her and make her feel understood, and like you have the solution to her problems, and like how can you do this through your Instagram? And like, so it really comes down to like, you really need to know who your ideal client is, and you need to know the problem that you're solving for them, and you need to be like providing them with that value, because like Instagram is really like moving away from just like a platform from pretty pictures to being like, how can you add value to people's lives? And whether that value is like you're being entertaining, you're being educational, you're being inspirational, like whatever that thing is, like you need to know what it is, and you need to be able to consistently deliver that. And then the second thing I would say is, if you're a service-based business, or even if you're like a product-based business and you're like the person behind it, like people want to buy from people, and they want to buy from people that they like know and they like and they trust. And so many people bump up against this where they're really scared to like show their face, they're scared to hop on stories, they're scared to like post a photo of themselves. And there's a couple things that I have to say about that. And the first one is, one, like, first of all, you need to be more confident in yourself. Like, you just need to learn to love yourself a little bit more and affirm to yourself that it's safe to show up and be seen. And like, how is it any different than you like going for a coffee with your friend and like you talking about something? Like, it's like, I just feel like the internet is full of like people that I want to make into my friend. And so if we just approach it from that point, like the people that like you are gonna like you, and the people that don't, well, we don't care because we don't want them anyways. Like, the whole point is to like attract and repel. And a great way of doing that is like, when people connect with your story, then that's like what attracts them to you. But they can't do that if they don't know who you are, and you're just like there and like posting what you do, but like they don't even know who the person is behind it, and they like dig through every page of your website and they can't even find a photo of you. Like, it just feels weird, because when you're willing to put your face to it, it's like it immediately establishes trust. And like, over the internet, that's hard to do, but like the quickest and easiest way to do it and like establish that like feeling of connection is through like video or photos where you're like talking about you and your story and your life. So if you're a service-based business or you want to build a brand, like I really, really, really would strongly advise you putting a couple photos of your face in now and then again. Like, it doesn't need to be every photo if that's like doesn't feel right for you, but I really would urge you, like, at least just once a week, show up as you, and like show up as you in stories, tell your story. Like, it doesn't even matter if some of the stories you tell aren't related to what you do for work, because people want to connect with you beyond what your business is. Like, you want to give people a reason to stick around even if they're not ready to buy from you. The third thing I would say is consistency. Like, honestly, don't use Instagram as a marketing strategy if you're not willing to commit to being consistent. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Instagram is effort. Like, anything worth doing, it's not just gonna be like, oh, I post a photo once a fortnight and all of a sudden I have 100,000 followers. Woohoo! Like, that's just seems unlikely given the current like state of the way Instagram is, but it's not about that. But it's like you need to build that trust with people by showing up consistently. Like if everyone sees you all the time, which they're not going to, the algorithm like won't let that happen, I don't think. But like the more that people see you and connect with you, like it will build the trust that it's like you are showing up there consistently. So like your brain's like, oh well, they're gonna show up for me consistently. Like if you were gonna go buy something from a brand and they hadn't posted anything for like a month, would you be like, are they still in business? Like are they going to deliver my order? Like what's it going to be like to work with them? Are they going to be easy to get a hold of, like in emails? Like if you decide to make Instagram your marketing strategy, you need to decide and commit that you're going to be there and you're going to show up and you're going to do it, because otherwise it's just a waste of time. Like there's literally no point of just like posting photos and then ghosting. Like the way to grow your account now is to like go out there and engage with people. Like Instagram is prioritizing engagement, and so like you need to be going out there and willing to spend the time every single day, like going and commenting on new accounts, going and liking, going and following, talking to people that talk to you, like taking the time to learn how to write captions that deliver value, figuring out how to get good photos, whether that's like hiring a photographer, or like you just learn on your phone. Like you can learn anything you need to on YouTube these days, so you have no excuse not to. So, or you could take a course. Like there is no reason not to do it if you've decided this is the way that you're gonna go, but you have to commit to being consistent with it, because it's like otherwise people will be like, where have they gone? Have they died? Like are they still working? Are they in business? Like they told me something really cool like a month ago, but like what happened now? So I think consistency is a huge part of it, and it like gives you that chance to build up that relationship over time. I really don't know why I can't talk today. So just to reiterate, I would say like you need to know who your client is, you need to know how you're going to serve them, you need to know them really well, you need to understand what their pain points are, you need to understand what is the kind of content that they want to see and figure out how you can be delivering that to them. And then you need to be like willing to like show up as you. I think like connect with people on a personal level and tell your story. Even if it doesn't seem interesting to you, it's going to seem interesting to someone else. And like that's the way we build connection, is like you don't know what part of your story is going to be like what people connect with you. So like it's just up to you to like show up and like have like 3 brand stories that you can tell over and over, and that like creates that like, this isn't a word, rememberability, that like it makes you memorable in people's minds. And then the third thing is just being consistent with it. It's not an overnight thing. You're not going to build your Instagram and have like 500 clients from it tomorrow. Like it just, like it takes time. And if you don't want to put in the time, I would say, well, go do something else. But like Instagram just really needs you to show up, and it needs you to be consistent. So that's my 3 tips on how to grow your Instagram for your business. And I hope you have a great day.